What a difference 24 hours makes. Oh my gosh. SmackDown Live was very, very good, and we continued to have build to WrestleMania, unlike Monday Night Raw. Look, I had a little rant in my Monday Night Raw review last night, okay? Because I thought the show was awful. I had a little rant. I had to talk about it in a detail because I'm not too happy with Monday Night Raw, okay? It's just ridiculous. Monday Night Raw is a joke, and they just don't care about the fans. So tonight, last night's SmackDown opened with the general manager and commissioner of SmackDown Live, Shane McMahon, and Daniel Bryan watching last week's Battle Royal finish. The phenomenal one walks up and says, if you get a better angle, he clearly won. Look, we all know that Luke Harper won that match. Bryan says the match with Luke Harper is still on for tonight. AJ can't believe it. He starts ripping on Harper's hygiene when Harper is standing behind him. AJ turns around and sees this, but walks away. So he didn't know. He was just chatting crap about Harper, talking smack about Harper. Harper was standing behind him the whole time. He turned around, he looked shocked, and walked off. So then, when we kicked off, we go right to the ring, and out comes The Miz and Maryse, the former Intercontinental Champion, with his wife, Maryse. We're getting some more build into that mixed tag team match for WrestleMania between John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maryse. So it was Miz TV. This was announced on last week's SmackDown Live that it would be Miz TV with John Cena. And this was a great episode of Miz TV. This was probably the best episode of Miz TV since this awful show was created. But it looks as if SmackDown Live just improves every single thing. So Cena hits the ring and Miz calls for his mic to be cut. So Cena didn't say a word for about 10 minutes because Miz was like, turn his mic off. I want to talk. He speaks when I want him to since it's my show. He doesn't want Cena speaking unless he's allowed. Miz says this is a special edition of Miz TV. He has 10 years of frustration to get off his chest as Cena has cost him countless opportunities, as a lot of other superstars have said. Miz goes on and brings up WrestleMania 33 being right around the corner. Miz says there was a time when he headlined WrestleMania and beat Cena. But what did Cena do 2 weeks later? He found a way to manipulate the most important part of anyone's career, turning it into nothing. Miz accuses Cena of being jealous of him. He says he's not the only one seeing through it anymore. People are starting to see how Cena is a hypocrite. Miz mentions how Cena railed The Rock for doing Hollywood stuff, but now he's doing the same thing. A "you sold out" chant starts up now. So he keeps talking about how Cena isn't Super Cena and how he cussed him 2 weeks after WrestleMania when he made event with Cena, and he said how he defeated John Cena and Cena costed him about 2 weeks later when he lost the WWE Championship. He says that but Cena, he replied with a big statement, okay? Hold on. He says if he was really pulling the strings at WWE, he wouldn't be standing in a ring with The Miz this close to WrestleMania. He'd be standing in the ring with The Undertaker. Oh my gosh, the fans popped. Mr. Cena went savage here. John Cena went savage. John Cena did not give a damn about what anyone thought. I thought this was harsh, man. Because Miz has done a great job on SmackDown Live. And we know that Undertaker and John Cena would have loved to have that one-on-one fantasy match at WrestleMania. Sorry guys, I love water. Cena goes on and rips Miz, saying he tried to bottle the Rock's electricity trying to get in WWE. He stole Jericho's personality when he got to WWE. He stole Flair's figure 4. He stole Daniel Bryan's offense and personality. And then Cena says Miz has been reduced to stealing what AJ Styles has been saying for months. Cena says Miz had no idea who he is. He's a dude dressed up as a dude playing another dude. And look, Cena, the same thing about how he has passion, blah, blah, blah. So the fans just go off, and Cena was saying how he loves the business, even though they chant, Cena sucks, blah, blah, blah. Then Cena said, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight, because Miz isn't The Undertaker, but if he presses Cena again, he will be a dead man. more references to Undertaker. I think we're going to get this match next year. Cena versus Taker at WrestleMania. Cena goes to leave, but Maryse stops him. So Maryse is like, no, you don't leave this ring until we say you leave this ring. That's how she said it, with a big attitude. And then she says that Cena wishes he was half the man her husband is, but he is not. And then she says Cena's problem is his ego, and calls him a control egomaniac freak. Then she jokes on the bigger the ego, the smaller the package, which was very funny. And goes on to slap. And then she was like, you talk about respect. John Cena nodded. And then Maryse was like, respect this. Boom. What? Slap to the face. And Maryse's slaps are just so good, man. I don't understand. Is that the connection? Cena laughs and says Maryse just made the biggest mistake of her life. Nikki Bella's music hits as she comes to the ring, and The Miz and Maryse retreat through the crowd, really setting up for this mixed tag team match. Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maryse at WrestleMania. Then we had a random matchup here, a 2 out of 3 falls matchup, Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. I wasn't sure about this matchup because Mickie James, so she had a problem with Becky Lynch, but they didn't go for the normal falls as usual. I don't know why, but I don't know why this match happened. I don't agree with this match being happened because we barely got to see anything because of commercial. And my brother and sister also did say that they like this match, especially my sister because she's a girl, but I didn't really enjoy the matchup. I don't know why it even happened in the first place. Then we go backstage and Harper was just talking about how he's going to beat Styles and how he's going to fight Bray Wyatt. Please tell me what you lot think about that. We then had that big matchup, Harper versus Styles. So this match was very good. We saw Harper dive through the ring, dive through the ropes. AJ Styles did very good, but he was on the back step of this matchup because Harper dominated this matchup and he fought very rough as if it was UFC, but he just fought rough. And Styles, he just got beat up. But the ending it was with AJ Styles hitting his phenomenal forearm. Harper had his foot on the rope, and that didn't go too well with the commissioner of SmackDown. Let me see my notes here. So because his foot was on the rope, the referee counted 3, but he didn't see. So Shane, he obviously reversed that decision. He then restarted the match. Styles was arguing with Shane McMahon because he restarted it and he thought that he won. Then Harper super kicked him by accident. Styles then hit a 450 splash and won the matchup. So obviously now we know at WrestleMania it will be Styles versus Bray Wyatt for the championship. Then backstage, Nikki and Cena with Renee Young. Carmella and James Ellsworth quickly interrupt, laughing at them. Ellsworth tries to stand up for Carmella. He says everything about Nikki is fake. Cena then proposes a tag match for next week, so it looks as if we're going to see a mixed tag match next week. I think everyone will enjoy that match. Me, my brother, my sister will enjoy that match. So it's going to work as if Cena and Nikki Bella, a man and a woman versus another man and woman. And then obviously we all know whoever tags in, the woman has to face the woman and the man has to face the man. Then we had the Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose. He was supposed to face Kurt Hawkins, who is a nobody. He got a dirty deeds and then he called out Baron Corbin because of what happened previously. These two men just keep brawling, but Dean Ambrose wanted him out to the ring to fight him because of Corbin's attacks on him. But Corbin didn't come out. He appeared on the screen. He was telling him he doesn't fight when somebody wants him to fight. He fights whenever he wants to. Then he kept on saying how Ambrose costed him opportunities at the championship and he's a speed bump on the way and that he's just stood there standing in the way and he's going to run him over. So I think they're going to face each other at WrestleMania and they're building up to that. And Ambrose was funny. We then had a pointless match. I didn't like this matchup. It was a chairs match. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews. Then Apollo Crews versus Dolph Ziggler. This match was short. So Apollo Crews, he finally wasn't smiling. He wasn't smiling at anything. He attacked Ziggler in his entrance. Then after that, they just continued to use chairs. This match was short. This was about 5 minutes, but I didn't really like this matchup. I thought they should have had it next week to give them more time. Basically, at the end, Ziggler, he just used Apollo Crews and used the chair, hit the chair in his throat, and that was basically it. Dolph Ziggler wins, and we're seeing Dolph Ziggler as a heel. And I don't know where Kalisto was, but he wasn't on the show. Then we had Bray Wyatt come out. This was the ending of the show here. Bray Wyatt came out. I'm sure you lot would have heard about this. And he kept talking about how he's going to defeat Styles because Styles won the match earlier against Harper, earning that championship opportunity. And let me just read the notes here. Sorry. Then Randy Orton appeared on the screen. So he was saying how he said that if you can't beat them, you should join them. We know Randy Orton joined the Wyatt family. Then he said, when you've got them under control, you screw them. So Randy Orton then came up the shed, which was the Wyatt family compound. He got matches, he got gasoline, and lit the whole place on fire, guys. So the shed was just in flames, and then Bray Wyatt was left there crying. And I like what they're doing to do here. So I think it's going to be a three-way man match right here, guys. I think it's going to be Orton, Styles, and Wyatt for the WWE Championship. And I'll be looking forward to that match. But this show, all it did was build up to the next shows, guys, next week for SmackDown Live. This was a very, very good show. Overall, I'll give it, 3.5 out of 5. Wasn't the best show, but a very good show. You lot, please tell me what other videos you want to see next on the channel, because whatever you lot tell me to do, that's what I'm going to do. If you want to see pranks, prank calling, more reviews, or more news, please tell me, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.